Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to another edition to Balance Over Perfect. My name is Kim Kelty Gorski, and I'm going to be your host for the next few minutes. I like to keep these short, sweet, and give you that dose of confidence to be able to take it into your days. I find that women, especially, need more of this on a daily basis. Not just, hey, I'm going to do it once a week or do it once a month. No, daily. Daily, daily, daily. So if you're not tapping into a podcast, a book, a girlfriend that really, that you're like, wow, I want her positivity. I want that energy. I want to, fuel off of that. This is my dose for you today. And it's also my dose for you to get continuously out there because it's so vital. It's so vital for our well-being. It's so vital for us to keep going, pushing towards those dreams, those wants, the desires, everything that's going to make us excited for life. Because there's way too many of us, way too many of us not living the life we want. Why is that? And it has a lot to do with not tapping into this kind of resource, these kind of tools, this kind of excitement. Because when I started my journey on really empowering my mind, it was about 7 years ago. And I didn't have it on a daily basis. I thought my once a week therapy session or every other week therapy session was going to do the trick. And you know what? It did the trick. And I think that was good for the time being. But now when I think about, fueling on all cylinders on a weekly, monthly, daily, hourly basis, we do need it. So when I think about the balance piece, I talk about this a ton on here, what the true definition of balance is honoring your highs and lows and finding peace within them. So we're up on one end and the other. But why can't we be in the middle? The true balance. The balance that fuels us. The balance that excites us. The balance that keeps us going. Not the, oh my God, I'm at the highest of heights and I feel on fire. Boop, and then you go down. That's not fun. I've been there way too many times to say it's not fun. And granted, I give you the grace every time we talk that, hey, you just want to sit on the couch? Watch This Is Us. Oh my God, we know this is amazing, that show. Watch This Is Us and just shut out the world. Awesome. But what I want to help you today is when you're sitting on that couch and what's going on that couch. Because when we really think about why we're on our lows, why we're feeling lazy, maybe you're not lazy, why we're feeling lazy, why we're not feeling confident, why we feel like no one gets us, and why we feel like we don't have a choice in the matter, it's because our psychological needs aren't being met. So I read this book last year, and it was by Susan Fuller, and it was called Why Motivating People Doesn't Work, and This Does. And one of the first things she says is that we as individuals can't motivate anyone. And I was like, what? You gotta be kidding me. Like, this is my profession. What do you mean? I motivate people every day. And she's like, nope, And so after like the mini tantrum, I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to her. She knows what she's talking about. And it was really refreshing, to be honest. So if you're on the other end and you do empowering for a living, or you are the person in the household that makes everyone excited and happy, or something, same thing with your friends, whatever you do, or you can't find yourself motivated, know that no one else can do it for you. I can't do it for you. I can give you that dose right now, but I'm not going to keep you sustained. I wish I could talk to you 24/7, but that's also enabling. So with that, how can we now take it? So go back to the couch. Maybe you're listening to this on the couch. I hope you are, because let's tap into it. If you're listening to this car, do not feel like you need to doze off because you're driving. But what is she doing right now? And I'm speaking to she. If you're a he on the other end, put in he. I'm speaking to her when she goes to change the next channel. When she when she wants to go 4 more hours into the show. When she just binge watched a whole season. What is she thinking? She's thinking, why am I not motivated? Why can't I just get up and just do what I'm supposed to do? Why does everyone else make it look easy? Why? Why me? And those thoughts are debilitating. Those thoughts are quite normal. So I just want you to know that right now. But those thoughts are because of what society has done for us. We always go off of the concept, and I did too. So you may have heard this earlier in my podcast or in content I put out there on social media. We are so quick to say, gosh, why am I in this? This stinks. Like, when am I ever going to get out of this rut? When really, we need to tap in a little bit deeper. Where's the attention need to go? Something is still hurting. Some lesson still needs to be learned. So when you see all these people out there doing awesome things, traveling, being at their highest, best, amazing self, and then you're there, that's no fun. It's like, actually, I just got the chills. That's like terrible. and I've been there. I watch people live their life while I slept walk through my whole life. So I know the pain, I know the feeling, but I know how to get out. So how do you get out? And it starts with the dialogue. The dialogue that we have with ourselves is so cruel or cool. It could be either or. Be like, hey, you looking good today, girl. Or why do you have to still look like that? Everyone else is looking, put together, doing all these things. This kind of dialogue is really taking you steps back. And you're like, well, Kim, I've had this self-doubt and this insecurity my whole life. I get it. That's where we got to go. Someone still needs attention, and that someone is your inner child. So instead of talking to your present day person, why don't you talk to your 5-year-old self, your 8-year-old self? And this for me was super odd when I first started really tapping into this. I was like, I don't know what she's thinking about. I went through some trauma in my life that I actually blacked out a lot of my past. So this dialogue is going to be tough. But what you're going to be able to do now and start to do is be more aware of it. And not just be like, okay, Kim told me to be aware, give myself grace. But no, be aware that something needs attention still. And it may be something from your childhood. Because our belief systems, our paradigm, how we go about, and all the stuff that we think, feel, and do taps into that child. Taps into that dialogue. Because when we inherit that, we take it with us until we get to a breaking point that we were like, no more. It's not happening anymore. So if you're there, let's go. Let's get through that dialogue. And this is a big thing I teach in my Breakthrough Blueprint because this is so imperative. We're so quick to be mad at our present day self when we're really just not taking care of the person before. She's still there. She's still hurting. She's still coming up for a reason. And so you're going through that piece. You're on the couch. You want to get up. But your mind's still in your way. This doesn't happen overnight. We know that. But your mind is still in your way. And just like a muscle, your mind needs work. But just like a muscle, just like your arm, just like your leg, you shouldn't give it all that much credit. So my mind tells me not to do this. Nope, actually, I'm going to go curl it. I'm going to go do a bicep curl. My mind tells me that I'm not able to do this and don't believe in yourself. And guess what? You stink at this. Nope, I'm going to go past it. And how do we go past it is obviously tapping into that dialogue, but also tapping into the amount of time that we push through that. So I just referenced one book. I'm going to reference another book. I'm a book junkie. I love it. It's a good junkie. It's a good problem to have. But the one book is I'm reading by Mel Robbins. I'm actually doing a book club right now. So if you are interested in the book club, please feel free to reach out. I'll actually put it in the comments in the iTunes link and SoundCloud. But it's called the 5-second rule. And it's just such a simple concept. And honestly, it's gonna sound super hooky on here, so that's why you gotta read the book. But it's training our brains to get out of our brains, training our minds to get out of it. So she talks about this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up, physically move. That could be with working out. That could be with your nutrition. That could be with your career, your mindset, your relationships. So if you're on the couch or you catch yourself and you're getting into that self-loathing, why me? I can't get motivated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up, move. And what it does is it starts to train your brain to get out, to keep on going, to move. And I've been using this for the last week and I'm like, this is fantastic. Wait, I fear getting on camera? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it sounds so simple because it is. You're gonna understand it so much more once you tap into it. So feel free to reach out. I'd love for you to have it in that book club. But really tapping into that person's dialogue, changing the brain, and just doing it repetitively. I really think we underestimate this. This is something that I learned, third book, something I learned about 3 years ago from Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect. Small, insignificant steps over a long period of time compound. When I heard that, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And then he shared a story about, a husband and a wife that were on the verge of getting divorced. Like he just it was just terrible. All these things are going on. And he recommended, he was like, why don't you write every single day one good thing about her? One good thing. That's it. He's like, there's just no way I can't. Like I'm at my wit's end. Paraphrasing this, of course. And he goes on and he said, and he did it for a whole year. And he's like, you know what? It saved my marriage. I stopped focusing on the bad and I started forcing myself at first to look on the good. And then it just kept on growing and growing and growing over a period of time. Can you imagine if you did one small thing every single day? What it would look like in a year? What? Oh my God. So for me, I'm coming to you on a podcast level, on a speaking level. I am a girl that has a speech impediment, has super low self-confidence. Boom. You're never going to be on a podcast. You're never going to be on a stage. You're never going to be on a video. It's my mindset. I didn't have the cool 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule. But I did have the compound effect at that point. And I said, you know what? This is a fear of mine, but I know I want to do it. So I'm going to do it every day. So how did I do it? I got on phone calls. I did voice memos. I started getting on videos that I filmed my own. And then I started doing calls within my coaching team. I started just getting out there. And that's where you take the 5-second rule, the mind, getting on your own mind, and compounding that. Because there's too many of us walking through this life legitimately sleepwalking. Let's get up. Let's build a dream. Let's build that dream fantasy world that everyone keeps on talking about that isn't a fantasy. It's real hard work, never to be confused, but it's legit. It's there. It's out there. Now can you take it? So if you're in that low or if you're in that high, I want to bring you in the middle. I don't want the pendulum always going back and forth because guess what? That was my life. And I'm not saying that isn't still my life. I'm working on it just like you were working on it. Because that's the beauty behind all this. We work on this together. Because no one has to go through this life thinking that they're the low end of the podium, that no one understands them and no one's with them and no one's going to help them along the journey, because that's where these pieces really come in. But what I love about my development, and this could help you with too, is when I was going back and forth, is when I found out that I don't need to keep on fixing Kim. I don't need to keep on fixing myself. I can be in the middle. I can be excited here. I can feel alive here. Because here is great. Me shooting for the stars or me trying to figure out why I'm in another low. I can be in the middle. I can have that peace in the middle as well. And so when I think about the journey that you're about to embark on, or you are embarking on, is how can you find that? How can you tap into a better dialogue? How can you get out of your mind with this 5 seconds rule? It's pretty cool. And how can you compound it? That's the beauty behind it all. So I hope that gives you a plan to really start doing this for yourself, because this is so huge, 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 huge. Puberty going on there, because it's amazing when you see yourself on the other side. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I love being able to connect with you on this level. And if you are interested in that book club I was telling you about, please feel free to reach out to me. If you ever want to get into any of my mindless meal prep accountability groups, or 10 days of really diving into your health, your fitness, and your mindset, always feel free to reach out to me. My email address is kim@kimkgorski.com. So it's GORSKI.com, and you'll see that on my podcast. And I appreciate you guys, because this kind of stuff needs to be going on. So I hope you have given yourself grace for yesterday, peace for today, and a plan for tomorrow.